Welcome to the 90s Baby Podcast. I'm your host, Steffi G. We are live from the Village, New York City, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm with Lena. We're in the studio. How you living, Lena?
I'm thriving. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. First, love the shades. 90s Baby Podcast welcomes you to enjoy this podcast episodic series with your sunglasses on. This is a no shade room. We are thriving. We are talking all things random, all things creative, and we're having a damn good time.
I love that.
First, let's get comfortable.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
Talk me through your outfit, like how you feel, what you got on.
Yes. Okay. So today I'm wearing Heron Preston head to toe. I've got the Heron Preston boots and nice little hoodie. This is like one of my favorite hoodies. It's like from his 2019 collection. First off, he's like another New York artist. I got off-white shades on. Shout out Virgil.
Swag.
Just keeping things cozy. Tell me what you got going on. I see you got the fire leather pants and the Pradas.
What don't I got on? We'll get into it. I got the Gucci monogram shades on. No cap.
Those are so hard.
We got the Chanel chain.
I love that
the
gold.
Ami sweater. You said something about being cozy. I'm all about the cozy vibes.
I know. I love me a good cozy sweater.
Comfort is king. Good American. Pants on. Ooh. And the Pradas. I mean,
I do love me some Prada
business
loafers.
only.
Yeah, business only.
Comfort again. Prada with the comfortability. So I'm feeling great. I'll be honest. I'm a 10 out of 10 today. How you feeling?
I'm a 10 out of 10.
Hell
hands
yeah.
down. I feel like you have to approach that like every day.
Always.
You just got to be glowing your best self.
I don't know. Someone said something about like, I don't need warm up time. I'm ready to go all the time.
100.
Like I wake up, what's expected? Let's get it.
Absolutely. I mean, when I wake up, I'm kind of like, I need my espresso, hands down. Get me up. Let's go.
We New Yorkers. Full disclosure, I'm actually not a full New Yorker. A little bit about me. Steffi G moved 5 years ago. I moved out here, after college. I went to DePaul.
Tell us about that Chi-Town.
All right, Chi-Town, no cap.
What you had going on?
My heart. I used to film music festivals, no cap. That's part of the reason why
That's so dope.
Picked up a camera. I was, working with the DJs a lot, and videographer called off and they needed someone to film. I'm like, hey, you have a camera? Let me try to do this.
What was the craziest artist that you think that you filmed?
That's an excellent question. Probably Post Malone or Gucci. I was filming
hard.
North Coast.
That's so dope.
And hard. I mean, Post Malone, Gucci, hands down.
I know. I feel like those are two great artists.
Yeah, I moved 2019. And funny enough, Lena was one of the first people I met when I moved. We were both working at the same big company
at the time.
Big tech company at the time. And we slayed.
We vibed ever
like
since. Like
a creative cosmic connection.
I said, where the f*** are you from? Because you're obviously not from New York. But like, also at the same time, it was a vibe. Like we clicked heavy. Like she was like the only person that I could probably talk to or vibe with in that space. And then it was just a vibe ever since. Like, we're big foodies.
Huge.
Like, we love going to dinner in New York. Like,
we'll never starve.
Like, hands down, go off top, right? Best restaurant in New York, you would say.
I mean...
Like, you would recommend to somebody.
I ain't even from New York, but, I'm going to be basic New York. I'm going to say Carbone, Altro Peresado.
Yeah, I have to say Carbone's my favorite, too.
Shout out Ricky. Shout out Gabby. Shout out Eddie.
Carbone's the best.
My gluten-free baddies.
Yes.
Risotteria. Mileti.
Risotteria is a good spot.
You want...
That's right in the Village, too.
Yeah, everything's in the Village. We like our space over here.
Yeah.
But let me ask you some things about being in New York. I mean, where have you lived in New York?
Yeah,
that was probably one of the coolest things about you is you weren't just from the East Coast. You've lived in multiple parts of New York and Jersey.
Yeah, so like I originally grew up in Jersey. I ended up going to New York like when I was in my early 20s, and I ended up going to school out here. I went to design school. I went to school in Brooklyn. I was there for a minute, 2016, and then I ended up moving to Manhattan when I was like 25 years old.
I love that apartment.
And
no cap. I'd be bouncing my way
I mean,
over
it's
there.
a vibe. Like, I knew, like, I've just been an East Coast girl, like, all my life. I love the city, you know what I mean? It's like a whole playground to me. Like
Yeah.
it heavily influences like my creative process. Like I love being able to just be inspired, like whether you're walking down the street and you're inspired by somebody's fit, or you can go to a museum anywhere you want, and there's just always things going on over here and just so creative, and it's like it's the place you want to be. I mean,
Absolutely.
I mean, like you've been here 4 or 5 years now, and you knew that New York was the spot you wanted to be, even growing
Easy-
up in a major city in like Chicago.
Easy decision. Even when I was moving to New York, it was either New York or LA, you know?
I agree. So that's another thing, like for our industry, a lot of people, as being New Yorkers that stayed like down here during the pandemic, everybody moved to LA back and forth.
I've really loved like the journey, even I mean, just from our experiences creatively as friends, collaborators, we always like knew we were at the right place at the right time
Yeah.
with TikTok, working for this tech company. Creatives were like, I don't really
Yeah.
want to touch TikTok. And
Yeah.
me and you were like, no, let's get it. Like, let's make
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
We love TikTok. We like seared it into our strategy and it paid off. We had huge success. You still have success in the
Yeah.
in the tech space. I mean, not
Yeah.
even with working with startups, but I mean, you've established yourself, and just watching you grow these past 4 years has been like so inspiring.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I just feel like I love reciprocating ideas off of you. Like
Hell yeah.
I feel
Our
like
our day to day is like skits, bro. Pew,
Yeah.
pew, pew, pew. We are
people watch us
we
and
are
they're just like
narrating
dying
skits.
laughing.
Yeah. So we have a lot of fun. We're creative. That's the best part, is like no limit. Like there
Yeah.
will be no limit for us. We will never ever, be fearful of looking stupid. Like we're passionate.
Yeah.
And which is why we wanted to start a podcast. Like
Yeah. Coming from a major city for you from Chicago, how did you know that you wanted to go to New York versus LA as a creative?
pretty much with me is like what you see is what you get. Like
Right.
I am full throttle 100% of the time. Like I said, I don't have to wake up and be on go mode. I am on go mode. I don't even drink coffee. You know that. People think I'm fucking crazy. I drink
I
no
know
goddamn
that
coffee.
is pretty insane.
Well, I'd be in the
like,
New
even
York
as a New
office.
Yorker.
Yeah, I'd be in the studio like 5 a.m., 4 a.m. and
So
celebrities not
crazy.
drinking coffee. But with that being said, New York, I used to travel here back and forth. We would come to New York, and New York always just matched my energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like
totally.
Chicago, yeah, okay, we got by. Either you love me or you don't. But in
Yes.
New York, like
Nobody gives a
East Coast,
Yeah.
I feel that I feel that love, because I was this person growing up, and like, oh, you ain't like this, you got to be like this, like, oh, you ain't from the city, you from here.
they try and box you in
Yeah,
a
like
certain category.
it's all love. Like all I wanted to do was have a good time. I was probably underestimating my decision making then, because I knew like it was a no-brainer. I knew I was going to New York. This tech company's like, hey, you want to come be a producer out here? You got 2 weeks. Can you do it? I'm like, can I? Will I? I'm packing my bag right now. You mean I'm going to look for an apartment tomorrow? Like,
Say less. She said say less.
it was a no-brainer. I mean,
Yeah.
even my parents, they were like, "Oh, okay,
That's
Don't-
pretty crazy that you moved here in less than a week.
I'm
the
moved,
Midwest.
moved here 2 weeks. I signed the contract, moved my in 2 weeks. Shout out Southwest. I got 2 free bags on Southwest.
That's a pretty risky thing to say right now. Everybody's
Sorry.
calling
Southworst.
Southworst, yeah.
And I agree. I'm a United.
Brown, lose a
I'm a
luggage.
United. But I love New York, and honestly, thank you, New York, for accepting my passion, my creativity.
Yeah.
New York, thank you for bringing me Lena, bro. I mean,
I know.
this energy, like we've just been
We've been like twin flame for probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now.
we are
Like we're very
living.
much like, we've always referred to each other as like the yin and yang. And
everything
it's, like,
I'm not, she is.
twin flame. Like it's
Yeah.
totally okay that we're totally different. We just mesh so good together.
It's a vibe. Thank you.
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Before we sign out, let's give a little speedy round questions. As a creative, best film that you've seen in 2023 so far? You went to film school.
I did.
That's
DePaul.
probably one of my favorite things. I just make you watch a ton of films, a ton of series all the time. And like you get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't go to film school if you want every film to be ruined for the rest of your life. Because, yeah, dude, like I am breaking down the script to the minute. I love that whole like concept, that script, that formula of filmmaking and storytelling. You get it. Like, and not many people can watch a movie with me because this is why. Like, in my creative producer, director hat's always on.
Yeah.
And it's like everything's on purpose. I am a perfectionist as a creative. If anything I do, if I'm going to make it better, and whether that's watching a movie, I'm going to make it better by I want to understand every thing
Yeah.
that they're trying to tell me.
I saw this
Content.
recent quote from Scorsese that said basically,
Love you, Scorsese.
don't just study your top filmmakers for influence. Study where they also
their inspiration.
got their inspiration from. Where do these trends
Facts.
source from? I feel like that resonated with me heavy. Yeah.
Speed round question for you. AI. What are you thinking about AI right now as a creative in the industry?
It's crazy. It's really blowing up. Like everyone's saying there's like a whole movement right now because ChatGPT and all of its developments. Microsoft, Apple's trying to get into it now. The developments are just huge, right? As a content creator, I'm interested from the content perspective in delivering the best product. Sometimes I really do be lazy and I just the options on ChatGPT and like whether
it's
descriptions
not being
or
lazy. You
or-
are using the tools that are out there to literally make. Don't get me started on AI. Okay, ChatGPT, AI. I mean, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Enhance your process.
I'm a big gizmo gal. I like things to make my life easier. Like I said, overall product over anything.
Yeah.
Like the robots do it.
Yeah.
My children, I mean, they could be robots. I'd be okay with it. Like it turned me into a robot. I'm okay with it.
like
Less
a
air.
Jetson.
Yeah. I'm there. I am so with technology. If I think it's going to make my creative process better, and I think using the tools that are readily available to us, they're there for a reason.
100.
Even like TikTok. Oh my God, I don't know what the is this TikTok? Like, like the amount of boomers of these conversations I had, the fact that
No,
like this
I
is
know.
my
It's
career.
bad.
It's crazy. Like, open your mind.
I know.
Like, let's just have a conversation. Let's be real. Let's talk to a computer. Let's see what happens. I'm
100.
I'm fascinated with the what if. And that's with
Yeah.
anything I do. Is like, what if Chat GPT changes my life? I'm
I
with it.
know. I like that aspect that you said of how it enhances our workflow, enhances our process.
Yes.
Like, some
It-
people say that like Siri would technically be like first traces of AI. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but
Kind of.
it's
I mean,
kind of almost similar
a
concepts,
database,
like people-
knowledge based.
people are like intimidated at first, right? It's new territory, a completely different thing. So to get back to your question, who knows? Like with AI, who knows what's going to happen a year from now? If it's going to help our workflow process, I'm all there for it.
Yeah, same. If it's going to enhance what we do as a creative and our expertise and our knowledge and take anything to the next level, let the robots do it.
100. Last speed round question. How does music play in your work process? Like,
Oof.
how does it affect your inspiration?
I love music. Honestly, that's a part of the reason why I'm a creator. I went to DJ school, shout out Scratch Academy, in Chicago, and I learned to DJ. I learned to mix. You know, I'm youngest in my family. I grew up with a lot of 80s babies and like learning that side of music with like my generations, you know, the 90s baby, shout out.
Yeah.
From there, you know, I picked up a camera and I always used music to whether like help my editing string out or, you know, if I'm filming a musician, you know, like what would they want to see in their recap capture or their content capture. But I love music. Big muse for me.
I feel like music is always like there's this really special thing where whether I'm like working in the studio to it or it brings me to like a certain emotion or a certain state to use that within my own workflow process, within my own work, or it's a huge part of my process because I feel like it's the easiest way to not only inspire a bunch of people, but it's where everything is going, right? Like for me, I always felt like art and music and like the culture was always interconnected, and fashion, and like they all go together. Like when you look at the music, when you look at fashion right now, like everything spins off of each other and everything's very interconnected.
So everything I listen to now, Lena
Playlist.
creates, and that's
I'm
coming
the
from like a
playlist
DJ, a creator. Like she's very, very good with it.
Off top, I would have to say right now, as we close, fave artists to listen to in the studio right now are Fred again.
Ooh, Fred again. Thank you, Fred. You did it again.
SZA's newest album.
Oh, shout out SZA.
She's
our
like
queen.
a great like manifesting album.
We love you, SZA.
for,
Well deserved.
like your studio vibes, creative process,
Yeah.
like healing vibes, like get your mind right. And then my last one would be Renaissance Beyonce.
Oh my
That's,
God,
like, the
Beyonce.
best.
Beyonce to the tens. Beyonce,
Manifesting.
Lizzo, SZA, The Weeknd, Mac Miller, Drake. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, the rotation heavies.
I am certified lover girl.
I love that. Well, you heard it here first. Certified Lover Girl. 90s Baby Podcast. Tune in. Check us out on YouTube. We're also releasing shorts.
Thank you for being here. We love you. Put your shades on. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah,
we got some
100.
cool series. We got some cool concepts coming up for you all. And have a laugh, have a drink, have a smoke.
No shade room.
No shade room.
No
we love
judgment
you.
here. Yeah. All love.